What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? PlotArmorCards in the house, and today will be the first ever episode of a series I like to call Will Fan Support Bring This Deck or this archetype out from the trash or from the graveyard, however you want to word it. I'm still working on the wording here, but we'll see based on the title. So basically with this, what I want to do is I wanted to take a look at archetypes that I really enjoy, or just archetypes that you guys would enjoy for future reference. And I just went to Google and just typed in fan-made cards, and I went ahead and found a bunch, and I wanted to take a look and see, hey, would this help out the archetype? Would this make this closer to meta, as close as can be? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So before we get started, guys, the Graydle archetype is an interesting and unique one for sure. It is one of my favorite archetypes overall. It definitely revolves around snatching your opponent's monsters. So your main deck monsters like Gradle Eagle, if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, can snatch your opponent's monster. You have Gradle Cobra, which if it's destroyed by battle or trap effect, can snatch your opponent's monster. Or Gradle Alligator, if it's destroyed by battle or spell effect, can snatch your opponent's monster. And then we do have like a boss monster, for example, Gradle Dragon. This is a real card. So this archetype definitely has potential. It's definitely really fun to use, but I think it definitely does need some support. And I wanted to take a look at what the fans got, because Konami definitely ain't taking this nowhere right now. So let's take a look at the first ever card. I got my tab open right here. So first of all, we got ourselves a main deck monster known as Gradle Scorpion. And this card's effect is you can special summon this card from your hand by destroying one other Gradle monster from your hand or field. Okay, that already has insane potential to pop off the effect of Gradle Eagle, so I do like that. And if you do, you can treat the destruction as a spell or trap effect. Yo, that pops off every single Gradle. If summoned this way, during each phase, quick effect, you can special summon one Gradle Embryo token. Level 1, interesting. You can destroy one Gradle Embryo token, special summon one level 3 or lower Gradle monster from your hand or graveyard. You can use each effect. That is so good. Konami, make this card, please. The biggest weakness with Gradles, I know you can mix them with other archetypes and whatnot, maybe get a little bit faster, but usually ends up being set one pass, right? So this definitely helps with that. It not only does it pop off one of the effects, so you can snatch your opponent's monster on your own turn. Usually got to wait for your opponent to attack or whatever, unless you have the proper spell or trap happen in your hand, which sometimes it doesn't happen, right? So this is insane. The ability to summon basically gives you a free special summon, plus it has the ability to trigger off one of your effects. So I really like this card. I would say 10 out of 10 for this card. That is insane. So next we got ourselves a field spell, Gradle UFO. And there's definitely, if you look at the existing Gradle cards, there's definitely some lore there. It looks like they crashed on a planet and then they've taken over some species. So this definitely does help out, I guess, in terms of art. Fully fledged out what the story is there. I would love to see that too. Your opponent takes all battle damage you would have taken from battles involving Graydle monsters you control, except tuners. Interesting. I do like that, because that means you can be a lot more aggressive with your Graydles. Usually you have to set and then pass, so now you can actively attack your opponent. Your opponent would take the battle damage and you can snatch their monsters. That's crazy. All monsters on the field with a Graydle card equipped to them gain 500 attack, plus gives your monster a little bit of boost. Nice, that you've stolen from your opponent. Also, they cannot be targeted by your opponent's card, plus it gives them some protection. Nice. When your opponent's card or effect is activated that will special summon a monsters, while you control an Aqua Tuner or Synchro monster, that activated effect becomes destroy one Aqua monster your opponent controls of their choice. Okay, so that actually also has potential to pop off additional effects. So I do like that. That's actually pretty good. I like this. I would say, if I were to give this rating, I would say 8 or 9 of 10. Definitely is really high up there. Plus, it lets you play a lot more on the offense with this deck, which is something that's really needed in my opinion. So 8 or 9 of 10. I'm not sure off the top of my head what I can do to make it better, but I feel like it may be just missing like a small little thing. But let's see here. Next, we got ourselves Gradle Anomaly. It's a level 5 tuner, so we do already have one of those, but we only have 2 tuners in the entire archetype, so it's nice to see. You can target one Gradle spell trap card, destroy that target. If you do, special summon this card from your hand. Interesting. So you'd have to destroy your spell or traps. A lot of times, the continuous spell card, you really do want it on the field. So I don't know if I like that ability to summon itself immediately. Let's see what its other effect is, though. You can discard one card, then target one Aqua-type monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Okay, interesting. So I guess you can essentially discard a card and then special summon the same card. I'm hoping that's the case. But its effects are negated. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can special summon this card from your graveyard in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. This is a good extender. I would say it's a good extender, but the one thing I don't like is you have to destroy a spell or trap, Graydle specific, in order to special summon this card. That's the one thing. If there was another way to special summon it, maybe I would use it at 3. I'm not using this at 3, that's for sure. Maybe at 1 or 2 would be probably best. So overall, I'll probably give it like a 7, maybe 7.5. But I do like it as an extender. Next, we got ourselves a synchro monster. Yes, we only have one extra deck monster for this entire archetype. This is really necessary. Gradle Slime Maiden. So it looks like, so one of the tuners is a level 2, and this is a level 5. So it looks like we finally have a synchro monster that you can use for just the level 5 synchro summoning. When this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon Gradle monsters from your hand and or graveyard up to the number of water monsters used. Wow, that's a really, really good extender. Holy crap, that's good. Where was I? Up to the number of water monsters used for the synchro summon of this card, which most of the time is going to be, what, 2? Your opponent takes all battle damage you would have taken from battles involving Gradle monsters. Oh, it has that field spell effect to where you can be a lot more aggressive. Except tuner monsters. If this card is true of a battle or card effect and is sent to the graveyard, you can target one other water monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Plus, it has that little float over effect, which allows you. I like this card. I really do like this card. Next, we got ourselves Gradle Hydraluling and a Link monster. This would be nice, honestly. And I like the art for this, too. It takes the Gradle Cobra and takes it to the next logical conclusion, I guess, the maximum form of it. So it takes 2 monsters, including a water tuner. So it's relatively generic. If this card is Link summoned, you can discard 1 card, set 1 Gradle spell or trap directly from your deck, and if you do, you can apply 1 of these effects. Nice, so it's a searcher. This turn, you can activate 1 trap card the same turn it was set. Yo, that's good. That might not seem as good as you think, but if you are familiar with Gradle Cobra, you know that is kind of slow because I forget what card it is, but you destroy 1 card on your side of the field to take advantage of its effect, and if you destroy Gradle Cobra, because it's a trap card, you can essentially also take advantage of Gradle Cobra's effect. So this definitely does help speed up Gradle Cobra, and I really do like that. And then secondly, you can add 1 monster from your water monster from your graveyard. Oh, recycling, I like that as well. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 aqua monster in addition to your normal summon set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, plus an additional summon. This, I would say overall, these cards really, really do help with just overall, how do I want to say this? Just overall, in terms of what Gradles in general are lacking. So it looks like we got one more that I wanted to take a look at. Gradle Takeover. I just, the art for this card really caught my eye because Gradles, based on the other art, is kind of like they're stealing like the bodies of monsters, right? They're stealing the bodies of Cobra, stealing the bodies of like an eagle, or they're pretending to be those things, right? If not stealing. So this art kind of intrigued me. After this effect resolves, you can immediately use monsters from your opponent's side of the field as material for a fusion / synchro / XC / ritual or link summon, including 1 Gradle monster you control as a material. You can only activate the effect of Gradle Takeover once per. This might be too broken if you're doing links in general, because links are just way too generic. So for sure, something like this probably will never see the light of day. However, this in terms of the synchro monsters in general, you need specific like star amounts. It wouldn't be as good for synchros, but if you're looking at how generic link monsters are and whatnot, this has insane potential just to wipe your opponent's board, right? So I think this is pretty good. Overall, I would say these cards are solid cards. Scorpion, my favorite card for sure. I really did like UFO. This one I was a little iffy on. I really like this card. Really like this card as well. I do like this card, but this is not realistic. I'm going to be honest. It's a little too overpowered for my taste. But one thing I would say that we didn't get in these cards is any type of like negation or just anything that you know you can negate your opponent's effects or just to be able to do that type of stuff. So I would definitely say that overall this is really, really good. But if you're going first, then I would say there's still a bit of a problem with this deck. So overall, this support is solid, but it definitely is not meta competitive. So I would say around a 7 out of 10. That is my official rating, and you guys can let me know what you guys think of this support in the comments down below. This is PlotArmorCards signing out for the day. If you like what you see, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.